Hey everyone, and welcome. I'm Claire, and today we're going to dive into a topic that, it's not just a favorite on the CMA exam, it's a real make or break factor for pretty much any business out there. We're talking about alignment. Think of it as the crucial connection between a company's big, grand vision and all the little things that have to happen every single day to make that vision a reality. If you get this right, you're on the path to success. But if you get it wrong, well, even the most brilliant plans are going to fall flat. So, let's kick things off with a big question, one that probably keeps a lot of CEOs up at night. You've seen this happen, right? A company announces this amazing, innovative new strategy. The media loves it, the stock market gets excited, but then a year or two goes by and nothing. It's just fizzled out. How does that happen? Why do so many great ideas fail to launch? Well, more often than not, the culprit is something called the execution gap. The best way to picture it is like a bridge that's out. A broken bridge between the high-level strategy that the top execs dream up and the day-to-day operations where the real work gets done. And that's our job today. We're going to learn how to be the engineers who can build and maintain that bridge. Okay, first things first. Before you can even think about building that bridge, you absolutely have to be able to tell the difference between strategy and tactics. I mean, you need to know this in a split second. This isn't just some academic exercise. It's a fundamental skill, and I guarantee they will test you on it. So here's the easiest way to think about it. Strategy is your what. It's the big picture, the mountain peak you're aiming for over the next, say, 3 to 5 years. It's set by senior management. Tactics, on the other hand, are your how. They're the specific short-term actions you take to actually climb that mountain. The individual steps, the path you choose, the day-to-day work done by the teams on the ground. And that leads us to the absolute golden rule of alignment, right here on the screen. Your tactics must always serve the strategy. Always. So let's say your company's strategy is to be known as the premium, high-quality brand in the market. What happens if a manager rolls out a tactic to slash the customer service budget to save a few bucks this quarter? You see the problem? That tactic directly attacks the long-term strategy. That is a classic and really destructive misaligning. And this right here is where you come in. Your job as a CMA goes way beyond just reporting the numbers. You are the strategic watchdog. You're the one who needs to bark loudly when you see a short-term tactic that's about to jeopardize the long-term health of the company. Your role is to prevent these kinds of costly mistakes before they happen. All right, so we get the what and the why. Now let's get into the how. We're going to look at the two main tools you'll see on the CMA syllabus for making sure alignment actually happens. The balanced scorecard, you'll hear it called BSC, and management by objectives, or MBO. These are the tools in your toolbox for building that bridge we talked about. First up, we've got the big one, the balanced scorecard. Now, the genius of the BSC is that it forces everyone to look beyond just the financial numbers. And why is that so important? Well, think about it. Financials are what we call lagging indicators. They're like looking in the rearview mirror. They tell you what already happened. The BSC gives you a much more, balanced view by also looking at what drives future success. And this is where the magic really happens with something called a strategy map. You see, these 4 perspectives aren't just random boxes on a chart. They tell a story. It's a chain of cause and effect. It goes like this. We start by investing in our people. That's learning and growth. When our people are better trained, our internal processes get more efficient. When our processes are better, our customers are happier. And what do happy customers do? They create better financial results. See, it connects everything from the ground up. Okay, our second tool is management by objectives, or MBO. What MBO does is it takes that big 30,000-foot strategy and brings it right down to the individual level. It's basically a system for translating those huge company goals into specific, measurable objectives for every manager and every team. The idea is simple. Make sure every single person in the company is pulling the rope in the same direction. Now, be very, very careful here, because this is a classic exam trap. MBO is an amazing tool, but it can backfire spectacularly if the incentives aren't aligned. Let's go back to our premium quality strategy. What if you give the production manager a big bonus that's based only on lowering manufacturing costs? What do you think is going to happen? Of course, he's going to start buying cheaper materials to hit his numbers and get his bonus, which completely sabotages the company's core strategy. And that all leads us to the most important part of this whole discussion, your specific role in making this all work. You're not just a scorekeeper. As a CMA, you are the glue that holds this entire planning process together.
You're the one who ensures that strategy doesn't just stay a dream on a PowerPoint side.
So think of this as your personal, day-to-day alignment checklist. First, you verify. You look at the budget and ask, are we actually putting our money where our mouth is? Is this budget funding our strategic goals? Second, you monitor. You use balanced metrics, like from the BSC, to track what's really going on, not just the final profit number. And third, you identify. You're constantly on the lookout for those misalignments, spotting when a tactic is starting to wander off course so you can raise the alarm before it's too late.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. When it's done right, alignment transforms a budget from being a restrictive rulebook, just a bunch of numbers you can't go over, into a dynamic roadmap. It becomes the map that guides every single employee, every single day, toward the company's true North Star. And that, right there, is the power and the responsibility that you have in your role. Remember that big picture.